Recording started.
Okay, well, look, I'm conscious we don't want to hold you up too much, Steve. So we're going to. I think we'll start because, and then people can join the call.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, just a quick thank you. I know it's always a busy time at a show when you're jumping and everything and competing. So thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Obviously, this is the first stage of the Rolex Grand Slam show jumping for this year, our first major equestrian major of the year, and you're obviously the live contender for the Rolex Grand Slam show jumping, which is obviously we're all very, very excited about. I just wanted to get things going, just to ask you 2 or 3 questions, and then I'll sort of hand over to the guys on the call.
Yeah.
Could you? I don't know if you could possibly just give us a quick update on. I know you just mentioned something to Albon there, but perhaps you could just give a quick update on the horses that you have with you there in Aachen and how they've been going and how things are, just a kind of general roundup of how things have been going recently for you.
Okay. Well, so of course I took Nino with me to Aachen, which is the horse I need if I want to be able to reach something in this Grand Slam. So it's gonna be planned for the Sunday Grand Prix, for the Rolex Grand Prix, and it's actually been in my mind since we won in Geneva to try and do something in this Rolex Grand Slam, and that's the reason why I've been trying to plan the best I can with him, so he didn't show too much, and he's for sure arriving here very fresh and really in form. So I have the week to get him ready for Sunday. I'm not gonna try to win anything with him until Sunday because I'm really trying to get all the possible chance on my side for being the best possible on Sunday in the Grand Prix. So then I took Nasa with me, I need her to save a little bit Nino to make the other big classes because we have a Nations Cup and we have the Grand Prix of Europe tomorrow, and they are also very prestigious classes where we want to be good. And Nasa is normally a horse that likes this kind of shows. So she was also planned for here after St. Gallen. She had a long break also, and she's very fresh. So hopefully she can let's say win something before Sunday. So she take a little pressure off, and that we already had a good week. So we'll see that. And then I have another horse. She's called Quivive de la Tour. She's a very competitive horse. She won a lot of 145, 150 classes, or placed anyway in many of them. She's never been at this level of shows, but they need to start at some point. So it's still a little bit a question mark how she's gonna react when she comes into this big ring. But we'll see, and let's try to give her some experience, and I think she's a useful horse, to try and win something during the week. And I brought an 8 years old for the youngster tour. He's called Cavalier. He's I don't know, you say he's like my favorite a bit in the stable. He joined me a bit more than a year ago. It's a horse that I found in Belgium, and I believe a lot in the horse. And I wanted really to take him here to see how he's on this ring, because I hope that in the next few years he's gonna be the one who's gonna walk in Nino's step and be able maybe one day to win the Grand Prix here. So
fantastic.
That's my plan with these 4 horses.
Okay, you're obviously the live contender for the Rolex Grand Slam show jumping, having won it in Geneva in front of your home crowd. Obviously, Aachen is based obviously in Germany, but can you kind of give us some sort of insight from a kind of rider's perspective, what it means to win, A, in front of your home crowd, win a major Grand Prix like that in front of your home crowd, and then sort of B, as a sort of follow-up, what does competing in the Rolex Grand Prix in Aachen, what does that sort of mean to the riders? How do they describe that feeling kind of behind the scenes, possibly give us some insight into what that means to you?
Okay, of course. I mean, I think now with the time everybody knows that the story with Geneva is very special for me personally. It's anyway a show where every rider feel growing because of the atmosphere that there is there. and of course then it's even more special for me, and even many riders to say, you know, they would love to win the Grand Prix in Geneva, like, and go in the prize giving as a Steve Guerdat, you know. So that's, you know, that means a lot. This is just amazing what this public is giving me there in Geneva. So, you know, of course, I say it already many times. I don't know. Sometimes it scares me that we had already so many success there, because what else can we reach there? So every time there is a win like this there, it's, you know, it's make it so special. It just, you know, there's a lot of hard work behind all this, and then when you get to that far, it just really pays off, and then it's just, I guess, the greatest feeling on earth. And then Aachen is of course different, but is I would say it is the show where we don't, you know, just feel like riders, but we feel like probably the, you know, the most famous football player or tennis player when they enter their ring, because, you know, this stadium with this, I don't know, 30 or 40,000 people, it's a, you know, lifetime experience when you walk in there, and especially on Sunday for the Grand Prix when the tribunes are full. Yeah, it's really somehow, before you even start, it makes you proud that you reached that you know, all the efforts that you do at home pays off, and you feel that the people here, they really know what the whole sport is about, and that you get some kind of recognition of the work that you did, and that all these hours are finally paying off. So it's a great feeling when you can enter this arena in Aachen.
Great stuff. Okay, Alvaro, do you have any questions?
Yes. Shall I start?
Please.
Yes.
Well, apparently you're one of the top riders worldwide, and you're competing against also top international riders and top horses. How do you handle the pressure, especially when you win something as big as the Grand Slam in Geneva? Does that add more pressure on your shoulders? And how do you prepare for another big event like Aachen in terms of pressure, which I feel is an immense thing that if you get over, then you really roll on forward. How do you handle that pressure?
Well, you know, of course there is pressure, but it's now, I don't know, the 5th or 6th or 7th time I'm in Aachen, and every time I enter this ring I feel the same pressure, because you know, of course the Grand Slam makes it even more special afterward, you know, if you can reach it, but otherwise it is the Grand Prix you want to win anyway. So every time you come here, or I come here, I have the same pressure, because I want to do my best. I try to get ready as good as possible. It means myself and of course the horses, and all I want to make sure is that on Sunday evening I have no regrets. You know, I want to be sure that the whole preparation and everything that I tried was the right thing to do, and I just don't want to feel like I could have done more, you know, and I'm gonna give it everything, and at the end I have to accept what sport gives me back, and I need of course a little bit of luck, and you know, sometimes you just have bad days, and this is things that you need to accept in sport, but the thing I think that's most important is that when I look back to my week and to my preparation and to the Sunday, I just want to have no regrets that I didn't try hard enough, and I want to be able to wake up on Monday knowing that I gave it everything possible, and at the end we'll just see what sport gives me back or what history gives me back, and that's, I cannot decide of it, you know, but all I can decide is that I make as much effort as I can to try to reach my goals. So that's not a different pressure than normally, you know. I don't do it for the others, I just do it for me. And my team, of course, and my horses, but, you know, not for all the expectation, let's say, of the crowd or of the other people.
But do you think that pressure makes you greater because you win in Geneva where the pressure is at the top with the public with you and so you won at the Olympic and that's the maximum of pressure. Do you think that it helps you in a way?
Well, I don't know if it helps me, but for sure I am definitely more motivated to come in a ring at a show with a history like this show that you just mentioned. You can also put Calgary in there. Of course, when I ride in these kind of shows, all my preparation and all my motivation is, 100 times bigger than when I ride in some other shows where, you just have a big, long VIP tribune on the side and maybe 100, camels riders looking at you on the side of the ring. The motivation is for sure not the same, and the whole training and the whole motivation is for me not the same. So the fact that those shows have all this history and this public that carry you, I guess just motivates me more, yes.
If I may ask, we're comparing top people in the world who are great at what they do and great with their skills. And do you feel that the difference between those top riders and their horses who are also in top form and top caliber is the management of how you plan and how you prepare? Is that what makes a difference when somebody wins?
As well, of course. I mean, it's a sport where you need to be a good rider and you need to have a good horse, because a good rider without a horse is not good enough.
Absolutely.
And a good horse with a bad rider is also not good enough to win. He can get good results, but he can also not win these kind of shows. So, I still think that a normal horse, or maybe not, the good horses, I think the best rider, they are able to take 100%, sometimes 110 or 120% out of the horse, and not as good rider maybe is gonna only be able to take, let's say, 50% of the horse. But of course there are some horses which, when they are by 50%, they are still better from some other one where they are 120%.
Absolutely.
So, that's a little bit what you need, this good horse, and you need to make it as good as possible. And for sure at the moment it is still so that the best, rider are able to win the best shows, and I really hope that it's gonna stay like this over the years, because, I don't want that to change, that all the good horses just end up in the wrong hands. That would be also, I think, a big mistake. But at the moment, that's still the fact. If you look the world ranking, there is nobody in the first 10 or 20 that shouldn't be there. So that still shows that good riding is still means more than just good horses.
Absolutely right. Which brings me to my last question. If not Nino, which horse would you choose if it was just a matter of, just a plain choice? Which horse would you have loved to ride, actually?
Oh, I mean, of course, when you dream, you always dream about riding all those great horses. Being close to Eric Lamaze, I would say I would have loved to make a run with Hickstead. But on the other hand, I like to leave Hickstead with Eric, and leave Nino with me, and leave Shutterfly with Meredith, because I think that's what our sport is about. It's a team who wins, and I liked Hickstead also because he was with Eric, and Shutterfly because he was with Meredith, and Ratina because she was with Ludger. I would have maybe also not liked those horses as much if they were with different riders,
Here is Jennifer Donald.
John, if he would have been ridden by some old-fashioned German rider or Swiss rider or whatever, I would have probably not liked him as much. So that's really the pair that I like more than just the horse.
Very interesting answer. Thank you.
Armand, any more questions?
About your new horses, Steve, you were third in Mons with Zanzibar in the Grand Prix, and last Sunday you rode Alpführen Spy in the Grand Prix. How was the feeling with Spy, and do you think that those horses or other horses can also be on top for the next year?
Yes. I'm basically in a very lucky, but also just at the moment a little bit difficult situation. It means I have a lot of great horses, but like 80% of them are new or young. And like you mentioned, I got now the 3 horses from Alpführen. Pai and Memphis we know, and there is another really good 8 years old. It's called Happiness. So especially with Happiness and Pai, I think we're gonna have a great future and be able to stay at this level. Pai jumped very good in the Grand Prix last week. It was the first big Grand Prix since a long time, because after Alexandra had a little accident in Basel, the horse didn't jump for more than 4 months, and then I got them and just did 2 shows with the horse, so it still needs to get a little bit more fit, but she felt great over the Grand Prix last week. And I have 3 very good 8 years old. Cavalier that is here, this Happiness from Alpführen, and another new one called Corbinian, which was under another Swiss rider, Fabio Crotta, until a short time ago. And I think they are 3 amazing horses, but yeah, they're 8, and so they still have a long way until they can reach the top level. And I have Zanzibar, I have Concetto Son. They are, 2 very good horses, very talented, but they are inexperienced at this level. So all this makes it very good once everything is going to be in place and work. But at the moment they still need a lot of experience, and most of the show we can only bring 2 horses, sometimes 3. So it means I go on the show with 2 or 3. The week after I take a different 2 or 3, and the week after again a different 2 or 3. And only the week after I can take the ones that have basically not been on the show again since 3 weeks. And it makes it all a little bit difficult for me right now to find the right middle. And I'm running in every direction to try to make as many shows as possible, so that those horses can get some experience. And I think it's gonna take me another 3 or 6 months until everything is on place. But at the end, I think it's gonna be a really lucky situation for me.
Thank you,
Jennifer. Do you have any questions in particular? We have recorded the whole this whole call, and we will.
Oh, brilliant. I had one. You may well have already covered it before I got on. I was just wondering if Steve is feeling the pressure at the moment, or if he's thinking about the Grand Slam as just another sort of day in the office. How do you cope with the pressure of it?
I actually answered it quite a long time, so I don't know. Do I have to answer again, or can you just
that's
get
fine.
it from the recording?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I would be happy if I can go. So now.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. We have an excellent answer from him about.
Perfect.
How he deals with it.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Okay. Is that it?
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for your time,
okay.
Steve.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Merci.
I hope I hear from you again. Bye-bye.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
The caller,
Jennifer Donald,
has gone. The caller,
Steve Guerdat,
has gone. The caller,
Hello, Alban Poudret.
has gone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Khaled.
Thanks, Rob. Take care.
We'll send this link through to you on the email with the sound file on it.
Very good.
Okay, take it easy.
Until we meet then.
I look forward to it. Look forward to WEG.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.
The caller,
Revolution Sports,
has gone. The caller,
Khaled Asim, Horse Times Magazine,
has gone. The caller,
Dylan Anthony,
has gone.